me, Stella. So welcome guys and girls, and we've got Ekville, Vili, and so thank you for joining us.
Hey, Lisa and Sean, how big of an impact is Goldman going to have on BTC price action starting Monday? Have I missed some news? That's from Stella. Good name.
Are you talking to yourself, Sean?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like, hang on, that's my other YouTube account.
Welcome along, everybody. Another eventful week, an amazing week. And Lisa, it feels to me like we're on the precipice of a major move, either up or down.
Well,
I guess we're here to find out which way.
I want to talk to everyone about that because I've noticed something really exciting.
Can I just quickly do the some quick admin before we get into your wonderful charts?
You can.
I'll be quick, I promise you.
Okay.
First thing, people, smash those likes. Helps other people know we're here and lets us know that you love us. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button. And I just want to let you know that BYBIT are helping support the channel. Basically, we get a small commission from anyone that's signing up to the platform. So if you are a trader that uses those BYBIT or platforms like it, please use our link. It is below. There's $200 in sign-up bonuses available. And during the week, I'm going to let you know about a contest that we're going to be running on that platform. And we'll look to launch that probably early next week.
It's exciting.
Now, just very quickly, there's also a test on there. There's a test platform. So you don't have to risk any of your money. You can figure out whether you know what you're doing or not. And Lisa's going to help me with some videos this week, I hope, which I also am sort of getting up to speed on. You might. If I'm nice to you.
When did I say yes to that?
You haven't yet. I'm going to work on you. So, Lisa, I've actually been doing okay with my leverage trades on there.
Of course, because you're following my 9 and 21 strategy to the MAs, and it's like you can find that, guys, on my YouTube channel. So it is the best strategy to be trading BYBIT. Seriously.
Yeah. I just actually closed my trade for today, made a nice little profit on it because I can't figure out which direction it's going to go. Are we going to break that 52K mark, or are we going to retest some lower levels? So on that note, Lisa, I'm going to hand it over to you so you can tell me what to do. Not financial advice, people. It's just Lisa telling me what to do.
Oh, it's just me telling you what to do.
You guys are just watching.
Well, I'm going to start
off. What should I do, Lisa? What's happening with Bitcoin? Are we going to break 52?
We might, possibly. Well, this is the BTC dominance chart. So, and it's in an interesting, very, very, very interesting position at the moment. We're on this support line and we're literally on the support. So this is a 12-hour chart. If we drop this down to our lower time frames, let's go to a 3-hour. We can see that it's the movements are quite jagged, which means it's they're trying to halt the drop, basically. So we can see when we zoom in on this chart, we have just pierced this line. We pierced it last time as well. So we don't want to drop too much in this region, just due to the fact that BTC dominance is an important sort of factor for BTC sort of moving at the moment, like in volume coming into BTC. So obviously, BTC is holding pattern. It's still going up at the moment. I don't see that changing. The moves that it's seeing at the moment are sort of short and sort of, it's so that the alts don't bleed. So there's greater strength, obviously, in the altcoins at the moment. Like if we go to the others chart, we can see that we are coming up to a resistance on this chart. So we have a possible, there's a possible pattern that says that this drops down. I don't really see it happening. I kind of see this happening like as this was a ABC this way, and we're going to break out here. So it's a sort of a critical point. So we could come down in this region. We've had a previous like resistance here, so before we break out, and just sort of hang around, which will take the alts sort of, some will go up, some will continue sideways, but they'll hold their patterns, and most are holding patterns right now. So if we have a look at this at the RSI, so we do need to cool that down on this chart. It's not going to let me take that off. So we do need to, like, it's getting into the, like the very high sort of, it needs to sort of cool down territory. So we're above the 70 mark. So we're currently sitting at about 75 on this chart. So we will get sort of a cooling off on a lot of the alts. We will still get those movements, but we will have a few going into correction. Probably especially the NFTs, because they've been super like explosive this last week. So, you know, that's kind of what the alts are going to sort of, the movements that we're going to see, and we can see that BTC does need, we'll get more money into it because it does need to hold these key levels. So that's why I don't see BTC dropping like a hell of a lot right now. So if we go to the total crypto market cap, we can see that we are holding these key levels and we're still bouncing while we continue to go a little bit sideways in this region and then continue up. So that kind of fits with the alts sort of having that sideways movement. We've just got enough volume that everything's just going to sort of progress. So BTC is in a slow grind upwards, and this stops when BTC doesn't have those sharp, fast movements. The alts tend to not bleed as much. So it's only when BTC has those big green dildos, as I like to call them, that the alts absolutely die, because everyone's like, oh my God, BTC is moving. And then all the money pulls out of the alts. So as long as, you know, that continues and we see that slow sort of movement up with BTC, then, you know, we're going to continue. So this is the total 2, which is the alts market. So we can see that there's a lot more money coming in to the alts at the moment. So, and that's the reason the BTC chart is, or the dominance chart is sort of dropping at the moment as well. So, you know, and this is looking really strong. So we've got quite a strong correction pattern here, and we should get a continuation sort of in this region. So this should sort of continue sort of to go sort of slowly sort of up and sideways until this third wave. And then we'll see a sharp drop again. So, but that's at the point where we're finishing those tops of those waves. So there's no big, huge issues with anything here. And we can see that on the MACD here, we're just about to get this movement upwards as well. So we should continue up for a little bit in this sort of channel or rising wedge. So this is my very messy BTC chart. They're always messy.
Makes total sense.
It does when you know how. So over the weekend,
we're getting there, Lisa. We're getting there, aren't we, people?
Yeah. So I always love how everyone's like, there's a head and shoulders, and I'm like, it's not a head and shoulders until it confirms. So technically, on the weekend, we had the forming of a head and shoulders. So if we zoom into here, and we had this head and shoulders sort of forming here. So 1, 2, 3, if we had have come down, but we didn't break down, we went up. So so that was forming, but it didn't complete. So there's no issue with that pattern at the moment. So we do have an inverse head and shoulders that is almost we've got a little bit more to go on that before it sort of is officially confirmed. So if we have a look at that, it's technically confirmed by a wick here, so which is not too bad. So yeah, so technically we should hit this next 60,000 target, and then oops, I'm drawing lines. So if we go up here, so our next target here is around the $60,000 mark, 60,500. We'll probably just a little bit above that. And then we will have a drop. We will retest the top of this probably head and shoulders region down to about 54-ish, maybe as low as 52, and then continue up to the 66K. So I've got a video on Twitter, which is done the other night because I was reading all the tweets and it was hilariously funny. I'm sorry, guys, you're funny when it's going down, but Sean will agree with me. But if you ever see everyone going, oh my God, BTC's dead, BTC's doing this, you know, it's like, and all these stupid pricings come out. So BTC is going to 28K, BTC is going to 10K, somebody told me the other day. And then, so I'm just like, oh, it's time to buy now.
Indeed. That's generally how it works. So, Lisa, what sort of technical levels here? I mean, obviously, I've been doing some short-term trading on BYBIT, basically trading between some ranges here. What do you think those ranges are? Where would you sort of see a breakout strongly to the upside, and consequently, what would worry you on the downside?
I probably think we should kind of hold these regions dropping below sort of 49,500-ish, maybe 49 would kind of start to worry me, because that would be kind of a pattern break. Unless it's an ending diagonal, then that would be different, and then I would have to reassess targets. But yeah, currently possible to drop to 49. This is a 15-minute chart, so if you're scalping, you would have turned in, like gone into a short around this point.
This video is going to be an hour, Lisa, so I can't do anything about it, the 15-minute chart.
And so that 200 MA support is at that range as well, so it kind of tells me that level is going to hold, and at that point, you know, we could go down to that. We don't always test the 200 MA, so you know, these regions up here could hold and we could continue up. So but yeah, 49 is the drop in that range, and then I think we're sort of continuing up. We'll start, you know, heading into that sort of third wave, which is a stronger and, you know, more powerful wave in that region, and then continue up. So 60,000 is the next target, and then, you know, that drop, as I was saying before, and then continue up. So yeah. Okay.
Very good.
So Ethereum's had some movement over the weekend.
At last,
and we've confirmed the head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern on this. We held the EW breakpoint by literally $1. So if that doesn't tell you that, you know, people know how EW works, it's like nothing does. So yeah,
they've also had EIP 1559 is going to go ahead in June.
Yep.
So
I think that definitely helped, obviously, because, you know, there's decisions there. It's, you know, it's moving forward. It's working, so, or will be working. So, and it was actually like, I moved some Ethereum yesterday, and it was actually not as expensive, and it actually moved really quickly for a change. It was there almost instantaneously. I'm just like, okay, nobody's using Ethereum right now. I'm the only person in the world. So,
no, you're not. No, you're not. It keeps growing. It keeps growing. I'm still a big fan of Ethereum. So I actually got harassed by a few people recently who said, look, you talk about all these other projects now. We're not hearing enough about Ethereum. But look, I'm super bullish on this. I think they're going to have some.
It's still, major part of my portfolio. So, it's there for the long term, I think. I've got a $275 target, $2,075 target on this inverse head and shoulders, and then 2,200 target on the next level. So I think we should sort of push through that. I think if we can get this a confluence here that we've got through this region, so it's going to be a little bit hard to break. So I think we'll get a little bit of sideways movement in this region, and then we'll continue up. So if we can flip this red line here as support, it's just going to keep moving. So if we go right down to a 15-minute, we can see that, it's crossed over bullish on these 15s. We go to the next level. We've crossed over bullish on the 30s. Just crossed over on the 45, which means we're almost about to cross on, we've continued. We never broke the bullish trend on the hour. So, it's all looking really, really strong for Ethereum. So over the
Lisa, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
This is very relevant. I've spent much of today trading Bitcoin and Ethereum on BYBIT. Do you look at the what's the lowest time frame that you ever consider if you were day trading?
Day trading.
Yeah.
4 hour.
The lowest.
If you're day trading.
Oh God, I need to do a video with you then.
If you're scalping, then
I'm okay. I mean, it's been a 5 hour sort of trade today. I've had a few of them this week that have done quite well. What you would never look at a 5 minute?
No,
never.
No, there was Elias, who used to be in my Discord. He was one of the moderators in my Discord, and he was throwing up these charts for Ethereum yesterday, and they were 1 minute charts. And I'm like, nobody's got time for 1 minute charts. Seriously.
Well, everyone's got time for a 1 minute chart.
Oh, you don't, because it's like you're over trading. It's like you're in and out of that trade. It's just crazy. It's like there's not enough liquidity in anything for a minute chart.
Although I did have a lot of fun in my crypto meetup a couple of weeks ago, where we put the 1 minute chart on, and I was getting the guys who are over trading, in my opinion, to actually tell me what they thought the next candles would be based on these candles, just to go through an exercise of actually understanding what these candles are. Which I thought was a lot of fun and very useful, actually. 1
minute chart is way too low. Way too low.
You get a 1 second chart as well.
Yeah, I know. Bitfinex and everything go down on that. And I'm just like, that is just crazy.
Okay.
No, nobody's got time for 1 minute charts. Well, probably some people do, but it's like it's literally like playing a video game and just
pretty much
crazy. So yeah.
Now, I've also had a very interesting week. I've gone back and I've actually moved in to a couple of projects that you've been big fans of. So I'm not going to say anything. I'll let you go through the other charts when they pop up.
I've just closed it all down. Technical glitches.
So we got coin of the week coming up for you people. I don't know what it is. Lisa doesn't tell me.
Secret. It's a secret.
I'm very excited. Okay.
Hey, everyone, have you noticed Sean's warm glow?
Little sunburn.
The rest of the charts. He's got a very lovely light.
I had an afternoon off from crypto. Anyone that knows me knows I'm 24/7 crypto, but I actually went and played golf yesterday for the first time in years. And here in the Southern Hemisphere, there's no ozone layer. So apparently you get badly sunburnt.
You do, always.
Anyway,
All
enough
right.
about my skin issues, Lisa. Shall we
Let's-
rip into these charts?
Let's get into some charts. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go to CoinGecko, which is basically the same as CoinMarketCap.
I prefer it to CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, it's got some really, really cool features that I'm going to go through. So obviously at the moment, we've had a DeFi run over the last little bit. We're now in this NFT run that we're seeing, like everyone go crazy for NFTs. I don't really get it. Like I've said this, I've had this discussion with Jordan before.
Well, we actually want to invite you back on that show because we're going to. We've got some major players in the space coming on, so we'd love to have you back on.
Yeah, so like obviously, art for me needs to be displayed. And if you've got an NFT, you have to have an LCD screen or some sort of screen to look at it. So, otherwise it's just like anything else. It's sort of just stored away and you don't see it. And it's like, so if you've got an NFT, then you've got to have the thing.
Look, okay, I know you collect things and so do the other guys. And look, I was a massive skeptic of the space as well. But, when you collect all these, when I was a kid, I had all the Star Wars cards and the Cricket World Series cards, and I had to have them all. Because I know you're a collector. What do you collect? Let's remind me.
Bears, but beanie bears are cute.
There you
I
go.
can touch and feel that. So look, like I can get a beanie bear and I can touch and feel it, and it's like it's got a cute little outfit on, and it's a bear underneath.
Mm-hmm. But I do see a huge future in this space. I think you're possibly alluding to the fact maybe some of it's overcooked at the moment, and I would strongly agree with that.
Yeah, a lot of it is very, very overcooked.
But I think the overall evolution of the space is just getting started.
So on CoinGecko, we have NFTs. So we can go through, we can see what the NFT of the day is, and then we've got the top 100 NFTs that we can run through. So a lot of these coins or tokens are on Uniswap. So I'm not necessarily going to be like talking about any of those because you don't have a stop loss on there. Doesn't fit my trading criteria. So I'm not a Uniswap trader.
Can I just say something quickly? Because you just stopped on one there, small love potion. I actually gave away 1,000 small love potion a couple of days ago on one of our shows.
Small love potion.
Small love potion, exactly. What a great name. It's from the Axie Infinity project. It's something we cover extensively on this channel. It's a great project.
Cowboys.
It's for the gamers.
Oh my God, is Peppy Dex like just the little frog things? That'd actually be kind of cool.
I'm interrupting you all over the place here.
Oh my God, that Cocaine Cowboy shard. So Cocaine Cowboy is a brand in the US, like that does t-shirts and stuff like that. So it's not what you think it is. Crypto kitties, wrapped crypto kitties. Okay, what was it? I can't find it. What was it?
Bonk token that's been on my show. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. What did you have to tell us about NFTs?
I cannot find it. Anyway, so we can see on the side here, I've talked to everyone about how to find like a pattern that you want to trade. Obviously, we can see Theta. It could be just about to go into another wave. So that one's not too bad.
In which direction?
Up.
Oh, really?
Theta also has a mainnet coming on the April 21st, so which integrates T-Fuel with staking and uptime mining.
Thank you for your call on Theta, by the way, Lisa. I did very nicely off that one.
Yes, it was a very good call.
Now, Engine coin at number 2 there, people, if you don't know.
Yeah,
I think
E and J, it's just a little bit down on the hourly, but, 7 days, 200% profits on this one. So, when you're looking at that and you're like, a lot of these are going to continue because they are NFTs, but there's huge risk getting in at that level because it's 200% already.
Yeah,
So,
Engine Coin, just quickly, this one here, they're looking at providing a layer 2 solution, and obviously it's a gaming coin. So a lot of these layer 2 solutions, there's huge amounts of gaming projects going on there because
and it's got a lot
transactions.
of Japanese backing. So, you know, with all the manga stuff and all of that as well in Japan, that's something to look at. And that's, you know, another thing, another layer that you have to look at, like what games are going on, what they're offering, what you can buy through Engine Coin. So, you know, it's not just NFTs. A lot of these are gaming tokens. They're not just purely NFTs. So we can see that like it has had a huge growth, but it being number 2, it's possibly going to continue that. But so, you know, that's a kind of, I'll run through the chart. It's a kind of buy the dips chart at the moment. Flow, we can see it's only done a 65% run in this 7 days. So it's flattened out. So it's one that I would say is, you know, right up there for buying at the moment. Chili's, which was, I found a huge bag that I'd got through an ICO. I was very happy about.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Just very quickly on that note, because you've raised an important point, and it's something that Stefano goes on about all the time. I mean, the other shows we do on this channel, these guys are like NFT fanatics. They're gamers. They're constantly in there in this space, getting involved in projects, and that doesn't necessarily mean spending loads of money. But there's huge amount of airdrops going on. I mean, my God, even if we just look back at...
So in my Discord, all of my Discord actually, so from coin runners to trading places to Satoshi Sisters, all had a section that was called airdrops. So a lot of those airdrops, probably 50% went nowhere, and a lot of them like are massively huge now. So I've got like all of these free coins from all of these airdrops because it was fun to, you know, it's like, just give me the free coins, that's cool. So, you know, they're sort of all like growing and expanding, and yeah, so get on the airdrops, guys. They're like amazing. I'll get Sean, there's a website you can go to. There's also an airdrops Telegram that you can go to that gives you all the airdrops that are coming. So they're really, really good. Yeah, so Chili's, I found a big bag, so I was very happy. It's done nearly 200% as well. It's probably got a little bit more before it corrects, but it's a very high risk entry at this point. Decentraland, which is Mana, it's just sort of taken off as well. It's done nearly 100%. It's probably got a little bit more, but it will need to settle down a little bit. Sand had a big run a couple of days ago, so it needs to cool down. Luxo is over the 100% mark as well. Gala, I think, was only on Uniswap, so it's not one I'm going to look at. Ultra is on KuCoin and Bitfinex and has lots of room to move. So they're kind of the ones that I'm.
Well, hang on, just before you whip down there, you were about to get to the one that I just did a video with their growth lead a couple of days ago from Axie Infinity.
Oh, Axie Infinity, I've got a chart coming up. So.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah.
So we gave away their AXS token, the small love potion, which is also from that project.
So Theta or Theta, however you want to say it, it's going to continue here. So we've got the MACD on the 4 hour is just about to cross bullish. It has crossed on lower time frames. So, you know, it does, as I said before, it's got the 3.0 mainnet coming out, which offers T-Fuel staking and also the uptime mining. So
I'm going to have to buy back in. I sold this yesterday at a nice profit.
So it's still going. It's,
okay.
You know, I think by mainnet, we're going to be looking at around the $6.50-ish mark. So I think this is going to just keep going.
Okay.
It's got some.
I should have called you yesterday before I did that. It's not financial advice, by the way, people. It is just us talking here.
He says.
I saw you were at the beach as well, so I didn't want to bother you.
Yeah. So I was at the beach. Everyone's messaging me. I'm like, I'm at the beach. I'm not looking. So work it out. So this is T-Fuel. Obviously, there's going to be T-Fuel staking. So this has been really bullish over the last little bit. It does need to cool down. We're on the higher end of this RSI on the daily. So if we drop it down to the 4-hour chart, you can see we've got a little bit of sideways action. So we're going to continue sideways for a little bit. The MACD will scoop around, so it'll probably take a day or so before we start to rise on this one. And, you know, our RSI on the 4-hour is not too bad, but on the higher time frames, we really need to cool down on this one. So it will get some sideways action. Going into, oh, we can see this is taken off while
good God. So, look at
that. So this is one that we had on the show that had a cross support, is where, like I told everyone who was watching HardForking to buy in at this point, or suggested that's where I was going to buy in, because it's not financial advice. So we can see that if you did buy in there, you're at 435% profits. So, you know, it's...
Stefano did. Well done, Stefano. I know he's watching this.
I did as well. So this is one that I'm going to hold.
I didn't.
So I'll add some more targets as well, guys, because I think this one's going to continue going.
Yeah, it's a good project.
Going to correct here. This is a 4-hour chart. We're going to see a little bit of sideways action here. We are oversold on the RSI, so it does need to cool down, but the MACD has plenty of room to move. So just be aware, this is only a short, sharp movement. Okay, so this is flow. This is another one, obviously. So it hasn't moved a hell of a lot. So this is on Huobi or however you want to say it. Everyone says it.
Come on, Lisa, you need to know how to pronounce that.
They say it Horby.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I've gone to their events, it's Horby. So yeah, so we can see that we've got this rising wedge forming on this one. So this one will continue. We've got about 34-ish here and a target of 51 in this region. So I think this one will kind of move quite quickly over the next little bit. So that's a 50% move on that one. So we're just on the 12-hour, it has actually turned down, which is a bit concerning, but I don't think that will be for long. So if we go down to the lower time frames, I think that 12-hour chart is just going to sort of like continue.
And we've established that's not a 1-minute time frame now.
Yes, no 1-minute charts. So we can see that the RSI is starting to scoop around, and so is the MACD on this one. So these are all NFTs. These are the top 10 NFTs that we saw on the CoinGecko at the moment. So this is Chili's, the CHZ that I found, which I'm like, yes. Anyway.
So Lisa, I'm sure, I think we discussed this last week, but the NFT space has obviously had a few very big names like Mark Cuban come in and invest in this space. Where we did a video with a guy from Mintable a few months back who he's invested in his company. Well, I get all the statistics of the videos on the HardForking channel that are getting views, and all of a sudden this one that had hardly any is just
yeah. So see, that's the thing. So it's like you've got people like Mark Cuban who can come in and he can get a technician to come in and put his big LCD on the wall and then hide the cables down in the wall. It's not going to look dodgy. So everyone else that's just got a big ugly LCD screen on the wall to display their NFTs. Anyway. It's
not all about that. It's all, you know, there's many. I'm going to get you back on with the boys. I know they're watching this though.
I just like to stir everyone up because everyone on Twitter.
You're coming back on that show with us for an appearance, Lisa. We're going to talk about NFTs and what's going on. But the chart, basically, I mean, I love doing these technical analysis shows because the charts are all going up.
Yeah, they're all going up at the moment. So Chili's, we're going to get a little bit of, we're getting some, I can't even speak, consolidation in this region. So we will probably get this cross support here and then continue up. So yeah, so that's a good point. The cross support's around 135 on there. So this is Decentraland or Mana. So this is one that we've had on the show quite a bit. We are getting into, we've got a little bit more room to rise, so we're going to continue. We are getting into oversold territory on these upper time frames. On the lower time frames, we are just starting to creep into those regions. So we'll probably hit these upper targets before those regions are really oversold. So we'll get a little bit of consolidation here and then continue up. This is Sand, which had a majorly massive run on the weekend, and it's just hit some, it's developed a channel here, so it'll probably crawl along the channel before continuing up. So upper target is 68 to 70 on this one. We could go as low as maybe 36, 37. So if we get a small drop here. So, oh, this one's taken off.
God.
So this one's LYXE, so Luxo. It's on KuCoin, and it was down here when I charted it before, and it's now up at the top of the channel. So it's in a, obviously, as we can see, it's in a strong channel formation. We're holding that base channel. So this is our third touch to the channel. We will get one more touch to this channel over here. So it'll probably come across to about the 18.4 mark and then continue up. So that's if it doesn't break out at this point. So a lot of these NFTs are breaking out of the channels and just continuing up.
This really is the NFT show.
It is. Today, I told you it's the NFT show. I'm just looking at,
right.
like, I've got the top 10 NFTs, and I'm looking at.
Well, you're definitely coming back on a show with us this week with the guys because
these charts are making dollars, all of them, and they've still got so much room to move.
Well, come back on with us this week, and we'll look at the fundamentals as well. Okay. We've got that scheduled for later in the week. We'd love to have you. I
can talk about how ugly LCD screens are going to look with your photos, with your pictures. Anyway. So this is yours. This one's on Bitfinex. It's really, really oversold on the MACD. The RSI still has room to move, but it's going to go a little bit sideways for a touch here before it continues up. Hasn't formed a channel as yet. But it looks like it's in the process of that. This one is...
This is Axie Infinity.
So it's got a broadening wedge forming here, which is always a really, really good sign of strength. It just means it has heaps of support. Now this one's down, I think, number 13 or 14.
Great project. We've had we've had this team on the HardForking channel many times. In fact, a couple of days ago we did a show with them. Check that out, people. This is awesome project.
These are different indicators. These are Nick Core's indicators, which tell me volume and pressure. So we've still got lots and lots of volume coming into Axie. So I do think we're going to hit this upper resistance at this point. So around the 345-ish mark, and then it'll turn down. It won't be a huge massive drop because it's super bullish right now. We'll probably stay in this upper sort of broadening wedge and then continue.
Sorry, Lisa, to jump in again, but I have to give a shout out to Jazzy, who I believe is watching us right now. She actually won some AXS, but she also won a scholarship where we've given her a team to play with, and she can earn the SLP token with that team. And you know what? When she won the AXS prize, she was like, you guys have just given me something. I want to give away the AXS to someone else. So Jazzy, whoever you are, you're just an awesome human being. Thank you for that. We love you.
You didn't just say she got a scholarship to do a team.
Yes, Lisa. This is why you're coming back on the channel with us this week, because the Axie Infinity project is just quite amazing, and we'd love to have you back on.
If I was a gamer, I'd be like, yes, but I'm not.
Look, I'm not a gamer either, but you know, that big picture understanding here of what's actually going on.
I do know gaming is a massive thing. You know, I've got kids.
But the ability to actually make money from it now is here with blockchain, and Axie is a real leader in that space.
Yeah, I know Jordan loves it, and he's all breeding, and yeah. Anyway, we won't go there.
We'll get you a team, Lisa.
All right, this is, oh my God, this one's gone too. So this was, but when I was charting it, it was down here, so it's taken off as well. So this is my trade of the week.
Oh, well, thanks for telling me before the show.
So we can see that, like, this is another NFT. So this is Cocos. Obviously, all of the NFTs are moving really, really strongly at the moment. So Cocos hadn't gone until just before, obviously. Obviously, everyone's gone through that list and gone, what hasn't gone? Cocos hasn't gone. So Cocos, this is a 4-hour chart, and it's just about to turn up on the 4-hour MACD as bullish. So it's looking really strong. So this one is just going to start moving and moving and moving. We can see that's just made the cross. So we're just going to get a little bit of sideways action here, and then we're going to continue up. So on Cocos, I think we should get a small-ish drop. And we've got 150% rise on this one. So if you can have a look at all of the other charts, they've done sort of 100 to 200%. Cocos so far has done less than 20, so 15%. So, you know, it's still got so much room to move. Now they've got a roadmap on their Twitter and on their website, and it's they're hitting all the key targets at the moment. So it's had a denomination, a redenomination, which was brought it to a different, like, obviously price, token burn. So, and it's going to go off very soon. Okay, so we'll go back.
That's our coin of the week.
That's our coin of the week. So small retrace in this region, and then we should take off. So
anyone from the Cocos community watching this video, would love to have you on the channel to talk with you more.
Well, Keki should stick around. She's awesome. So Kate from Cocos.
Oh, so, if you can help organize that, Lisa, that'd be great.
We can. So we could get a little bit where cross that resistance in this region. So we could get a smallish drop to around about the 99-ish, maybe $1. Not massive. So tiny little drop here, and then continue on. Okay, so into our rather normal not NFT coins. So this is BNB. So it's been fighting all weekend with these MAs. And so if we go,
a lot of lines on that chart.
Yeah, so this, it's just trying to work out what it is doing. So we've got, it's wedged in between the MAs on the 2-hour time frame. So if we go up through the time frame, as you do when you're looking at it, it's got support on the 3-hour of the 100. So that to me says we're going up to the next resistance. So if we're looking at resistance regions here, we come back, we've got 1 touch here, 2 touches, 3 touches. So that's our next resistance point. So if we get a movement, we could get to this upper line here. It's about $3.25-ish by the time it finishes its sideways movement. And yeah, 325 is the target on that one for the short term. OMG has been moving beautifully, held pattern beautifully. Like, it looks like the choppiest, most horrible chart, and it's always a choppy pattern and a choppy move. So you have to have really loose stop losses if you're trading this one, because they get taken out constantly. This one has got a channel in this region that has formed. So we've got an uptrend channel, so with a resistance here. So we'll probably trade in that region for a little bit more before breaking out. So yeah, looking really good. This is Litecoin. It's finally above the 4-hour MAs and they're just crossing now bullish. So this one's going to absolutely explode. So I expect $250 soon on this one in the not too distant future. Don't ask me time because I don't know what time. Because somebody will go, how long, Lisa? And I'll be like, I'll send them the Mr. Bean looking at the time. So Dash has also got that channel formed. A lot of these are in very, very similar patterns. So our next target is going to be 260 on Dash and then a continuation. So we are going to get a little bit more sideways movement in these ones. So XRP is in the MA sandwich on the 2-hour, and I think on the 1-hour we have just got above both of them. So we've been holding above. So that's a really good sign that this is in strong consolidation. When XRP moves, obviously it really moves. So, you know, if you've got the patience to sit in this for such a long time because there's no telling when it's going to move, you know, you can really sort of, yeah, make some money on there. And I've just jumped charts. MakerDAO, so which Sean did a show on.
Yeah, I actually just posted an interview this morning with one of the founders of this project. So please check that out, people. I do really like this project, and we've got another video coming up that's fairly generic, but we actually use MakerDAO as the project to show you how to stake and so forth. So I'm intrigued to see what the chart's telling us.
You can tell I'm Australian because it's MakerDAO, not DAO.
It's DAO.
It's DAO in Australia.
No, that's a Harry Belafonte song. It's DAO.
So anyway, Mantra OM is the ticker. So it last week on the show, I said we had a cross support. It's hit the cross support perfectly and bounced. The MACD is just about to turn bullish and we should start heading up to these upper targets. So it's a good buy in this region where it is now because it's got heaps of range to move higher. eGold, we have formed a channel. So all of the what I like to call traditional alts, I'm moving eGold into, even though it's a DeFi project, it's moving more like a traditional alt now because the pattern has really sort of settled out. And we've got a really clean, settled pattern in eGold now. So our next target on this one will be 185, 186, and then a continuation. So it is taking its time in consolidating in this region, but we've had such a huge rise. It really needs to take some time and what they call build a bridge. And, you know, that bridge needs to be a strong support if we do, you know, have those major breakdowns. That
I think Marcy bought a huge bag and drove the price back up quite clearly.
Hard. We made 50% profits and then the Viagra wore off. And then... Oh my God, just looking
Lisa,
at Sean
This is a professional
laughing.
channel. Stop it.
So we are back inside that triangle, that wedge, and we're filling that out at the moment. So we should break out, touch this cross support, and then continue on. So cross support is at 138-ish. AAVE has just broken out, and I expect it to come down to this cross support. Cross support's around 359, 360, and then continue up. So the MACD has just crossed bullish. This is a daily. So all the lower time frames have already crossed, and we've got so much room to move on this one in the RSI. So it's going to be one that's going to absolutely take off once it hits like these.
Oh, another one I sold recently, Lisa. Telling me I need to get back in.
Sean,
I think it could be a category winner. I mean, there's just so much happening in this space right now, but yeah, it's maybe it should just be that long hold for me.
It should be. So this is Kai, another project that we've had on the channel. So it broke down on the, not for very long. So it was a quick drop and then it's back above. It's retesting this diagonal support at the moment. This is a daily chart. MACD has crossed bullish and it's looking really strong still at this region. It's just, it's moving, it's a bit choppy, but you know, it does make the percentages when it needs to. And
one of the more solid teams of we actually did an interview together with one of the co-founders. I do like that project.
So this is ADA, and I think we've got one more drop on ADA to around $1.03, and then continuing up. So we are on the other side of this resistance, but it still hasn't got enough Elliott waves, basically, is what I'm seeing. And
hasn't got smart contracts either. I don't have any.
So you don't have any?
No, I wish I did a couple of months ago, but after this price appreciation and the fact it doesn't have smart contracts, I'm
pretty sure in March last year, this was one of my strong recommendations for the bull run that I was saying was going to happen, and everyone was laughing at me saying, we're not going into a bull run, we're still in a bear market. And I'm like, well, whatever. And then
to be honest, I need to look more closely at the fundamentals on this. I mean, look at the charts being amazing, but
yeah. So, you know, we will get a bounce at $1.03 and quite a strong bounce, I would say, at that point. DOT is in a channel, same pattern as all of the others. So next target on this one, we should just break the high in this region at around sort of 43. So Link has broken down out of the channel. So, and it's currently fighting with MA. So it's not showing huge amounts of strength right now, but it has a tendency to do this. So I'm not overly concerned. If we go to the lower chart timeframes, you can see that it's just above. This is the hourly. So it's won the war on the hourly. So it just needs to go through these time frames and make sure that it's continuing to sort of, you know, do that. So if we zoom in on this chart, we can see that it's just, this is a 2 hourly. So it's just broken above the MAs and they're coming together. So we should get a bullish cross on the 2 hour on Link very soon. So it should really start moving. So even though it has dropped out of that channel, I do think we're going to see Link moving. So if we go back to that 4 hour, we can see that these will probably separate apart. So this was, it's got a bullish cross in this region and it's sort of coming to do a bearish cross here. But I think that will sort of start to separate. It's touching at the moment, but I don't think we'll get the bearish cross. So yeah, for me, this should continue up. So I think we'll start to get a larger run. So if we can get through this resistance at around 34, because this channel is going to be a strong resistance for Link now. And then, yeah, if we can do that, we can continue up. So, and, you know, we should get to the top of this other channel, which will be, by the time it sort of moves, probably around the $50 mark for Link. Funfair has moved and then died. As it's been doing, it's been not so fun. So it is back inside this original channel and trying to break out at the moment. So it's this is a 12-hour chart, so we're still sitting above and we're still very bullish on this chart. So if we go down lower time frames, we've got support on the hourly of the MAs. We've got support on the 2 hourly of the MAs. And we are just trying to, we're in the middle of the 4 hour MAs. So we should continue up once we can get, so this 200 MA is also the channel resistance. So once we can get above that, there's no sort of resistance for quite some time, so it should run pretty wild over that next little bit once that resistance is break. RLC has just completed 5 waves. We're going to go into a minor second wave correction here and then continue up. So we might get a drop to around the $1 sort of 64 mark and then continue up. This is Perlin. We should hold this channel region here and continue having a little bit of sideways consolidation on the top of the channel. If it goes into the channel, that's a bit of a concern because it's losing strength. But at this point, I think it should hold this region and then continue up. Quickly going to run through these. Algo, we're seeing strong accumulation. So Algo has it consolidates for quite some time and then it gets these sharp moves. So we see this consolidation and then it moves quite strong. So we've got that. So we don't know how long, like it tends to have an extended period of consolidation before it moves. So I expect this region to fill out. If we put a channel on that, we would have a channel in that region as well. So
can I just quickly jump in with something? Because I'm looking at all these charts we still have to come, which basically means I'm sitting here till about 1 in the morning, time stamping everything. So can you, if you haven't hit the like button yet, I know you all love Lisa, but hit the like button for me, because it literally takes me 3 hours to timestamp.
It took him 3 hours because
last week I hit the wrong button. After
he hit the wrong button and deleted it all.
I didn't go to bed till 5 a.m. I had to redo it twice. So hit the goddamn like button, please.
And he was complaining to me on WhatsApp. And I was like...
I nearly cried.
Does he take into account that it takes me about 4 hours before the show to put
Of course I do, Lisa. I know how much time you put into the show. We'll hit the like button for Lisa as well then, people.
Okay. So on this chart here, we should hit this next target, which is 133, and then stay within that channel for a little bit longer. Next, I'm quickly running through these. So Matic has got a channel as well, so we should move sideways here, just consolidating, and then we've got a 30-cent target here. So that's about I think it's about a 30% move.
One of my long holds.
Oh, it's a 50% move, so it's a good move actually.
Very good.
Buy zone sort of about 20 to 22, and then should come up to about 30-ish, 30, maybe 33. So Komodo, this is a DEX. This is an awesome project. They have so much happening here, and it just keeps moving to my patterns, which I'm loving. It's so easy to trade right now. So it should continue up. They've got, if you haven't jumped on in my Twitter, probably from about a week ago, I've got some links where they've got a Discord and they've got sort of a roadmap of events happening. So, and heaps of giveaways. So have a look. Casino coins, we've got WIN, we've got strong accumulation in this region. This is what it does here. We've had about the same period of accumulation in this region here, so I expect to jump very soon. We can see that that's what this does. It moves quite quickly either way. So one that you need to have your orders sitting there for. This is BPRO. So if it can't break this region here, we are going to come back and test this support. So just be careful in this region here. We're currently holding above all of these EMAs, but there is a possibility that it can come back down. So just with finishing that correction. So this is ICX. We have a rising wedge. More so than a channel. We have this congestion in this channel and a bit of a sideways action. We could drop as low as 1.7-ish on this one before heading higher. Ava, this is about to go. So this one's just about to take off. The way this moves, I was counting the waves as to like where they sort of move to. and it has enough waves in this region to just about to take off. So the next target here is about $3.60, and it should continue up. So really, really strong project, so much happening. They had the most amount of, record amount of hotels booked this last month. So it's, you know, it keeps getting stronger, and we're still in COVID. So it's like, and they're growing and growing and growing. So
it's also a video on the channel, people. We interviewed one of the founders.
Yeah, we are
just because we like the project. It's a goodie.
So telling us some of the stuff that's about to happen as well. So this is hot or hollow. It is consolidating. We have this strong triangle happening. It should break out soon. It's really holding. RSI is bouncing. So this to me tells me it's about to take off any moment. It's looking really good. RSR, so it will see a little bit of correction in this region. RSI and the MACD are all looking fairly neutral, so it will be just sort of a sideways correction before heading up. So next target on this one is around 8 cents. SRM, it is taking off. So there was a whole heap of charts last night that I said were just about to take off. They've all taken off today, which are looking really good. So this one's, this is a 12-hour chart. The MACD has crossed bullish. All the lower time frames have crossed as well.
I have never heard of this one.
Serum?
No.
I think we've had it on the show before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll consolidate a little bit. So we're just, this is a 4-hour chart. MACD has just crossed up. So it's got lots of room to grow. This is Red Pulse Phoenix.
I'm just going to buy this because of the name. Good God.
Some of the names are just insanely like incredible. So it is just,
I'm joking. I'm not buying it because of the name, people.
He is.
Well, let's see what you have to say about the chart.
MACD is pinching together. This is a daily chart. So on the lower time frames, we're looking really strong. So what we need is some volume to come in, but when the volume comes in when it's needed on this chart. It's a really choppy chart to trade. So
Lisa, how important is volume to you?
It comes in when needed. So I don't sort of, on BTC and Ethereum, I watch it religiously. On charts like alts, I don't so much because volume comes in when it's needed, always. Key levels are always held. And it's like you see, 20 million, 10 million sort of moving. It'll say whale calls will say, moved into Binance or Bitfinex or wherever. And it's like somebody's gone, okay, my coin's going to break pattern here. I'm going to become the market maker. So it's pretty much what happens.
Okay.
This is ENQ. So this one's broken down from the diagonal, but it's not such a bad thing because it's just come down to test this 200 MA. The RSI is starting to really flatten out, and we're starting to get that curve happening on this region of the MACD. So I think in the next little bit, we're going to see this one really move. When it moves, it really moves. So a little bit more consolidation in this region. We could get a drop around to the sort of maybe the 0.26 to 0.30 sort of point. So it's in those little pennies at the moment. Uni, so we've hit 50% profits on this one. We are above this resistance.
I want to cry.
So, for everyone that had free coins, you're now up
and
at
sold them at $8 and has to watch this.
Ouch. Yeah.
God damn it. So listen, actually,
well,
on
I
this
didn't have
note,
any. So...
what is this chart telling me? Should I be coming back into this project?
Well, if it can hold above this resistance, so this resistance goes back sort of, down right down to this point. So this is from January. So it's come the whole way.
They got version 3 coming up. I like betting on category winners long term, and
Version
maybe this is
3
one
is
of those.
See, if version 3 happens, I will trade on Uniswap because they've got a stop loss. They have a stop loss facility coming.
Good.
So yeah, I'm actually excited about version 3. So yeah, and I think that's a big thing for a lot of traders.
That actually told me probably everything I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So I think I might actually come back into this, as painful as it is after selling.
Yeah. So I think, version 3 is going to be massive for Uni because of, the added features that they do have on there. So this is another chart that I posted last night. It had just broken out of the wedge. It retested the wedge and it's moving really strongly. So it has a potential 200% profits from this region. So from where it is now, it has about 170%. So it's not too bad still to go on this chart. So I'm looking for about $10 on this. Currently, it's about $3.80. We're getting a pullback in this region. It won't be a major pullback because this is a daily. MACD has just crossed bullish. So that's, for a lot of traders that trade the daily, that's a big signal to enter. So I think this is going to continue. If we go down, it's looking really strong on all the charts. So it is very, very overcooked on these lower time frames, which to me says that it has a little bit of cooling to go in this region. So it may just go sideways or have a small drop in this region here before continuing on. This is lit, which is just taking off. Hang on, just moving lines. So it retested the wedge and it has hit the first target. So if you're looking for any of these charts, they are all on my Tumblr charts, which is lisaandedwardscharts.tumblr.com.
That link is below, people.
And below here.
Or you can remember what she just said.
Yeah.
Here we go.
1 inch we've got 4 inches here, and I think we're going to get a little bit more consolidation. It's like, this chart is so much fun. One of the guys, he was a really good sport, and I'm thankful he didn't delete his tweet, but he told me that he only had 1 inch the other day, and I'm like, ladies, I think he's single. So
he might have quick hips.
Anyway, yeah.
We're running out of charts here, and I actually bought a project today that you always talk about. So I'm praying it's actually in here. It's quite exciting to see whether it will be.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
So Luna is in this channel here, and it's struggling to break out, but I think it's just about to break out here. So this is a 4-hour chart. We've had this minor correction, and MACD is just about to cross up. RSI is in a neutral zone, so we should break out at this range and then continue up. I need to add some more targets because we're going into a 5th wave at the moment. Everything has moved since I've charted it. You guys are buying too much. So this is track, and it's just hit my 2nd target. But anyway, while I've been on the show. So it is still not oversold, so it could still move a little bit more. Oh, wow. It's just on 130%. That's awesome. So it'll probably get a little bit of sideways movement after doing that. So if I go to lower time frames, oh yeah, we can see that strong volumes coming on this one. RSI is still under in this neutral zone. I can see on this MACD, on this lower time frames, we're going to get some sideways movement. So I think if you're looking to buy into this one around the 44-ish mark, and it's going to continue up. This is decreed. We've had this one on the show a lot. We have a rising wedge on this. It's my dog sneezing in the background.
Decred, my God, this was one that I used to talk about with people back in 2016. A lot of people thought it was like a serious, awesome, amazing project.
It is a serious, awesome, amazing project. Have a look at the chart movements that we've had. So this is where it was when we bought it on HardForking in March last year. So this was one of the first ones that we had on there. So we bought in at about 10 cents. Or $10, sorry.
Drinks on Lisa.
Cents. And it's now 150.
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy any, Sean? No.
Look, I've come in and out of Decred since 216. Might have been early 217, I forget, but a long time ago.
But it's moving really strongly. So this is a 12-hour. The 12-hour has just crossed over bullish. So all of the lower time frames are looking really, really strong and really, really neutral. Strong support of the MAs on these lower time frames, so is going to continue up. This is metal. So metal has one drop here in this range. We're still crossed down on the MACDs. It looks like it's still correcting. So this one's a good entry at around sort of the $1 to $1.06, and then it should continue up. It's got a strong channel as well that has formed. This is deer. So it is a little bit more correction in this region, and then we'll continue up. It's broken down from the parabola, and it's hitting that as resistance. So it's not a bad thing, but it's going to take a little bit of time to consolidate in this region. So I would buy it around 2-ish to 210, sort of in that range. This is Walton WTC. So this one's got a small drop here, down to about 88.90 cents, and then should continue up. So XDC, so it's going to correct and touch the channel again. So around the 33-cent mark. So we're in pennies again. So 3 to 33 in that range. Cake. We're going to get some accumulation in this region. So I'm just going to try and quickly get these through. So accumulation on the diagonal support, and then it should continue up. And then this is Node, which was my trade of the week last week, wasn't it? Yes.
I think so. Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah, we made 50% on Node in this week. So that's a really nice move, and it's just correcting, hit 50% just before the show, and it should correct a little bit and then continue up. So pattern is in a new cycle, so it will continue. And quickly to look at my 1,000 to million, which I've been very, very lazy with. So
are you at a million already, are you?
Yeah, I've got a million. I'm at 23 trades. I'm at 5,257. I am in a trade at the moment, which I won't say which it is because everyone likes to take my stop losses out. And then, so I'm at day 57. And after just 23 trades, 3 losses. So yeah, really, really doing well.
I cannot believe that a project you talk about all the time that I finally bought today and you didn't do a chart on it.
What was it?
Kusama.
Oh, I have got a Kusama chart.
Thank you. And can I tell everyone what I bought?
Why have I not shown a Kusama chart?
Not financial advice, people, but I've been digging around because you're always going on about Kusama. So I've had a really close look.
Yeah.
And here's my rationale.
Where's my Kusama chart? It's always there. Hang on, share screen.
Here is my rationale. Here is why I bought Kusama today.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I don't really care about the chart, to be honest. I'm buying this and I'm holding it. It's now 5% of my portfolio. The reason I'm doing that is I got Polkadot at I think $4.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, doubled my money and sold it, and then watched the thing take off. Basically, Kusama is a fork of Polkadot, so it's effectively exactly the same.
Polkadot is the fork of Kusama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, they're
Kusama
exactly
was,
the same as my
yeah.
point.
So Kusama was the test net. So and they were going to kill the test net at some point, and they've decided to leave it as a wild. And it moves, like, obviously it moves stronger because it's like at, you know, it's hit 300. But yeah, it's the wild chain, what they call the wild chain.
Yeah, so I've actually spent a good few days really digging into this, and I like it. The reason I like it, and obviously this is a technical analysis show, but from a fundamental point of view, well, actually, I mean, this is technical as well. You know, Polkadot's got a billion tokens. It's got a market cap of 34 billion.
Yeah.
With Kusama, I believe it's 10 million tokens and a fraction of the market cap. So it's like 2 billion.
Yeah,
so the room to grow here is
that's
massive.
the difference. But there will be token burns with DOT, and DOT is the dots will be used and won't be able to be reused in some certain circumstances.
And
so,
Lisa, am I correct in saying sort of Polkadot would be more like for enterprises, and I think Kusama is going to be more of like an everyday person, but retail, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I put 5% of my bag in overall bag into this, and I'm not going to trade it and forgetting about it. Boom, done. I like it.
Kusama, I do trade. I trade the larger waves on Kusama. So I've just rebought in because it's just consolidated, and so I'm just like, why didn't I have a Kusama chart? I've done all the things. So this is a 2-hour chart. So it's just the 2-hour MAs. Everything is really neutral. MACD has just crossed bullish, so this is going to go. But Kusama, for me, this is a long-term hold. It's like you were saying, it's part of my staples in my coins that I always have.
Well, if dot comes off, Kusama's coming off, and I just looked at the bigger picture here with market cap, the limited, much smaller supply of this thing. I think the upside. Compared to Polkadot, for me, I don't feel like I've missed the boat on Polkadot. I mean, we know we're all very early in blockchain. If you're watching this show, you're very early. But over the next year, I just think I might make a bigger return on KSM than on
Kusama, I think is going to hit $1,000. So DOT, potentially, I have $100 target on that one, and then Kusama, I have $1,000 target on this, and it's not impossible because, I was showing everyone when we were down in these ranges, so this is one that I have on the show all the time. So, and I've been telling everyone to buy when it was like.
Yeah, and I finally listened, Lisa, but I went away and actually did my homework and fundamentally. Chart aside, I really, the more I've looked at this, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a
So do some research, guys, because this is the what they call the wild chain. So it will have more
faster than DOT too,
more retail stuff on it.
Yep.
Like Sean was saying, a smaller market cap, and it's just going to keep moving.
I think a lot of people, when they're looking at investing in cryptos, they that whole market cap thing sort of eludes them from, and I suppose it's more of a fundamental and longer term perspective, but you need to understand the market caps and how that might affect the ability of something to 10x, 100x, etc.
Yeah, see, I don't see an issue with that with DOT, because just due to the volume of projects across the board that are coming onto DOT. So, we've got so many new projects every day on DOT.
Yeah.
And, they all have to use the DOT network and the DOT tokens, and, that's going to continue that to grow. Kusama, just, when you do the research on this one, it just has so much potential.
Yeah, also the other thing that I've gleaned, I think a lot of the sort of the Silicon Valley love them or hate them. They're really looking at these substrate blockchain tech, and Yeah, sort of short, medium term. When I say short, medium term, I'm talking a year. I almost feel like I'm making a bet on DOT, putting some money into KSM now.
Yeah, so
With a bigger upside.
definitely it's got another 300%, like for me, 300% plus on Kusama. So definitely one of my favorites and one that I'm like going to trade like religiously in this run. So yeah.
So we also had a chat with somebody from MakerDAO the other day, Lisa, and
We did. That was a really interesting project.
It was. Gave me the warm fuzzies about crypto talking to her.
So she like I think she didn't. I had some very, very different questions for her. Obviously, they're coming from a trading perspective, and so stuff that she had not been asked before, so which was really cool. So yeah, that show, I'm not sure when you've got that coming out, but
I'll post that in the next couple of days. It was just more of a sort of a general interest in, sort of hand up here from me. I possibly wasn't overly prepared for it. But yeah, I actually interviewed the guy who invented the ICO, a guy called J.R. Willett, about 8 months ago, and I asked him what he thought the best project in all of crypto was, and he actually said MakerDAO. And talking to this woman, it amazed me that the amount of people in Latin America that are coming in and they're actually onboarding into crypto with DAI token, which is what you basically get when you put up other cryptos.
So if everyone watches that show, she explains how that all sort of works and how
that amazed me. That amazed me that that's happening.
And the DAI token just like work side by side, and how there's so much growth in this one. She explains the staking process that they have, and the loan process that they have through Maker. So
what amazed me though, Lisa, and I'm sure it's the same for you, was the fact that here she was in South America. She was really talking about these people who just don't trust their currencies. In Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela, or maybe not Colombia, but Argentina, Venezuela. And they're onboarding here, and it's not to speculate on crypto, but they want to move out of the
it's to make sure that their money is like, safe and secure. And that's what this project's giving them. So, this one has so much potential. But we also talk about the pitfalls of taking crypto loans, which was a really good insight into that.
It's a margin trade at the end of the day, isn't it?
It is. It's definitely a margin trade, and you can get liquidated. And basically, you get a margin call, and if you don't have the funds to make that 150%, then you lose your money. So that is a risk when you're taking any of these loans. And it's a really good conversation that she explains all of that and how it works. So that was something that I wanted to get across to everyone about the risk in taking these loans. It's a bull market now, so it's not as high a risk. But there will be risk at some point, and there will be margin calls. And, when that kind of happens, when this bull market has finished its run, we're going to see that domino effect of a lot of these, big companies, sort of their money sort of coming out of these projects, because of margin calls and liquidations.
But I also think it's quite interesting to really, do your homework and sort of delve into the capital inflows from Fiat, which is, if you don't know what Fiat is your local currency. And if you really study what's happening at the moment in crypto, where people are giving up on their local currency and onboarding into crypto, not, as I say, not to speculate, but just to basically get out of their currency into effectively what's a crypto stable coin. But as opposed to a tether, which is supposedly backed by the money in the bank, in the case of DAI, and I believe it's also the same for reserve rights, which I think we looked at earlier, does pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of capital inflow coming in there. So, for me, the success of that project, if you understand that aspect of it, which isn't speculating on the price of the thing, but people wanting to get out of their currency to buy the stable coin produced by these projects, that's the sort of stuff you want to start trying to understand now if you're not there, and I'm definitely going to make some content on it this week in conjunction with posting that video we did, Lisa, because that actually was a nice reminder to me what crypto is really about.
Yeah.
I like talking to people like that. She was super cool. So we will post that in the next few days. And MakerDAO's been around for a while. Great project. Not currently holding it, but I'm really looking at all the analytics of how both sides of that equation are working at the moment. I'd encourage everyone to check it out. Reserve Rights, another one that's doing the same thing. Actually bought a little bit of that today because, or actually yesterday.
I'm just reading some of the comments. So
we haven't done that, have we?
Yeah, so we've got one prayer for Lisa and one push up for Sean.
One of mine.
Tezos, it's sideways, so there's no change from last week's chart or the charts on my website. Soldana is on my website. ICX.
Steve Brooks already put 5K into the coin of the week.
Oh my goodness.
Good luck, Steve. I haven't got in yet.
And he probably won't.
Oh man, what's the? Have to have a look at the.
What is the coin of the week? It was Coco.
There's a ton of comments here, Lisa. We need to actually pause during these charts so we can. We
do. Yes, BSV is so depressing. I didn't have it on the show today because it was done.
Well, apparently Joe Rogan's been talking about BSV.
Has he?
Yeah, just saw that. I didn't have a chance to look into it. I literally saw it 5 minutes before we started recording this, but
so.
Risty Plum is in the chat. Risty Plum won a prize on our live show this week, Lisa. Well done,
so if anyone, Elon Musk was tweeting that Dogecoin was e-god backwards, and I said that Dogecoin backwards is dog poo. And it pretty much was.
Okay, come on, people, give us some good questions. What do you got?
So Jim Seymour has just put 1K into Cocos. Go Cocos.
I haven't bought any. Lisa doesn't tell me the coins of the week before the show. Just actually, I would like to talk to some people from that project. So come on the show for a long form, because you have been talking about it for a long time now.
So Chris Mackay, who's Rippleton, New Zealand.
Chris Mackay's buying the South Island of New Zealand, I heard.
Yeah, I heard he is as well, because he's 1,000 to million is like it now, 32 million. No,
he's just asked me, am I in New Zealand? Yes, Chris Mackay.
He was enjoying the earthquakes the other day.
Danny S says Binance will list MakerDAO in the innovation zone 7 minutes ago on Twitter. Ooh. Interesting. Ooh. Yeah.
Let's see if that's moved the price.
I'm just going through your comments here, people.
Oh my goodness, hang on, I've got to go. I've got to share the screen. So with that, we were looking at this chart earlier and I said it was a good buy.
What the fuck? Sorry, excuse my language.
So anyway, if you bought my cross support, it's like that was with obviously the Binance news.
Oh my God.
So we've done a 70% spike since being on the show.
Holy shit.
Because of that Binance news. That's insane.
No, it's because I posted an interview with the founder a couple of hours ago. And everyone knows that HardForking breaks the news before anyone else.
Yeah, that's it. HardForking breaks the news.
Good God.
It hit my cross support, guys. So get into those cross supports.
I thought I was friends with the guys at MakerDAO. They didn't tell me that was happening.
Yeah. So there we go. You heard it first here.
I like you guys, but what the fuck?
And had you bought it when I was telling you about this, you would have been now 70% richer.
Although he did say there was some decent stuff coming up. Wow. That's just happened while we've been on air, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. So there we go.
Jesus. There you go, people. Well, I got another MakerDAO video coming out in about 5 hours.
Yeah, so currently it's on
staking
KuCoin, so obviously it's going to be on Binance.
Wow.
So yeah, that's epic.
Yeah, I posted a video with one of the founders that we interviewed earlier today, and I got another one that's going up shortly, showing a bit of a walkthrough. But that's an epic.
I wish that for all my charts for everyone watching.
Exactly. If you watch the show, there's always 60% moves of things that we like.
Especially while the show's on. So that's epic. Makes me look good.
Yeah. God damn. Okay. Well done, MakerDAO. So Binance listing. So maybe it's going to keep. I might have to pump up my bags a wee bit, Lisa, and some Cocos before everyone else gets it.
So Cocos has some big stuff happening. They have some. No, I can't tell you because I
get them on the show. You know these people. Come on my channel, please.
I'll get Keki to tell us what's happening. So there's some really cool stuff happening.
And you've got to come on our NFT fundamental chat this week.
That'll be interesting.
We've introduced you to some areas of crypto, Lisa, that I know you skirt. To be honest, I'm like you. I'm you know, I'm not a boomer, but you know, some of the stuff goes over my head a wee bit. But it is a process of really understanding it. I think it's all about, for me, it's all about picking those category winners. You know, I think Ethereum's going to be hard to dethrone, but yes, I think it's wise to have a bet on the substrate side of things with Polkadot, but I'm placing my bet on Kusama. I just sort of feel like I'm a little bit.
Well, I'm in both, so I've got an each way bet.
But you've been holding DOT for ages. I mean,
I've been holding DOT since like the very beginning.
I bought it $4 and
yeah, I
thought I was the
at 100
best trader in the world at selling at 8. But we are early. I mean, my God, it's you know, it's just. I think, you know, when you see a million sort of copycats of these projects, that's where you got to be careful. Yes, you can make those 200% returns in a week on some of these things, but they can disappear just as quickly. But you know, there's longer term plays. Trying to pick those category winners. Yeah, I think DOT is a no-brainer. As I say, I like KSM. I think the upside is going to be bigger.
Yeah, upside of KSM is going to be massive. So you know, that's definitely one that.
And I'm glad I've got some MakerDAO. That's made my evening.
Woo! And now I've got 70% more.
Damn it! I'm feeling very That's made my evening.
Yeah.
I'm going to be smiling while I'm sitting here for the next 4 hours, time stamping everything for the people that aren't live.
So that's been trading on the show. We had it on the show, I think, in mid-February. So when we first started talking about it, and it's a really, really, really strong project. So with some big things happening.
Yeah, just before we go, people, I'm going to be begging Lisa to give me a bit of a hand with just some very short videos, a little walkthrough on BYBIT, which I'm thoroughly enjoying using, by the way. It's great fun. I'm not playing with huge amounts of money at this point, just getting used to a different platform. I'm just going pretty well, but we're gonna have a trading competition on there kicking off next week, so stay tuned for that. But I'm getting, you know, the other thing, I'm also getting a lot of questions from people about TradingView. Have you done a video on TradingView and setting it up before?
I have got small videos, so you know, where I'm sort of talking about how to set indicators and that sort of stuff. So yeah.
Could you do just like a 10-minute one with me this week, where I get to ask the dumb questions, because I'm sort of, you know, I'm going through those gears. I'm getting up to a point now where I'm a bit more sophisticated in my trading. I've typically been I've been in the space for a good number of years, but I've been more of an investor. but yeah, I need to up my game a wee bit on TradingView. So just a short video with you would be very helpful. I'm gonna be calling you anyway to ask you a million questions, so we may as well record it. But on that note, people,
hang on that note, we've had the retest on Cocos. It's retested down onto that previous resistance, and we're taking off. So get on it, because this is going to be massive.
Okay, bye. See you. We're gonna go, people. Buy some Cocos. Yeah, but look, if there's anything out there, people, we make this content to help you all out. So if there are things that you're struggling with, please let us know. I'm always happy to put my hand up and show information gaps, and I like to be the dumbest guy in the room, basically, and have smarter people around me. That's how you get better. And thank you, Lisa, on that note.
It's how you get better and how you learn more. And like from everyone, I learn lots and lots and lots of stuff. And people tell me on Twitter stuff, and I go and Google it. And it's like, the Google's such a good tool. It's like I need to tell more people on Twitter how good Google is.
Yeah, Google it before you call me, basically. You do realize you can figure most of this out on the internet yourselves, people. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's always nice to have someone you trust talk you through it.
It is. Darren Saunderson, AGI will be sideways while BTC is rising. So hang on to AGI. It's a BTC pair, and it will continue up. I was going to ask you that, actually, because I'm still sitting in that myself. Yeah, that's pretty much done a sideways move since we looked at it. And Michael Walker Vet is on Lisa and Edwards charts.tumblr.com. Link in below. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much everything for today, people. Covered a lot, as usual. You know what I'm doing for the next 4 hours, don't you? Just a short one, hour and a half today. Okay, all righty. Well, listen, thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you haven't hit the like button already, please do that. Tell your friends about us. If you are a trader, use our link below. We do make this content for free, but yeah, if you're using that platform, then somebody just said take my Christmas decorations down. They're pretty. Always Christmas at Lisa's house. Yeah, exactly. And Chris Mackay, no dislike. Shh. No, shh. Don't give anyone any ideas. Have we got a whole show without a dislike? We've got a whole show with 110 likes so far. So 111, smash the likes, guys. And yeah, it's epic. Woo! So obviously, Chick Norris was in the house. Chick Norris. I love it. And I see, I got an email about you sending me a Be Like Lisa t-shirt as well. So thank you for that, Lisa. It hasn't arrived yet. But and if you can't be like Lisa in a t-shirt, be like Lisa in a cup. Look at you. Yeah. Got all your merch. I love it. Okay. I've got a Bear Tears one coming. I'm excited. I've got a Bear Tears one coming. Fantastic. Hey, and also Lisa's, I'm sure most of you watching know, but Lisa's got a YouTube channel with some great instructional videos on there. I'll put a link to that below for you all as well. You can even buy her t-shirts now. Love it. Okay, I'm going to go off and find out what's happening with this BSV. I religiously watch Joe Rogan, actually, but I must have missed this whole BSV thing. I'll go and check it out now. We can talk about that a bit later. Okay, everyone, I hope you learned something today. I hope you're all doing well out there. I know you're definitely learning from following Lisa, and I am. So thank you. Well, if he did talk about BSV, it hasn't moved the price. Just saying. Well, I don't know. We'll see what fireworks your brother's got installed this year, Lisa. Yeah. Nah. Okay. But the fireworks are all here every Monday, people. We're going. What's that? Sean's just going to talk forever. So we're
Okay, I'm rambling now. All right. I'm going to sit here for the next 4 hours and timestamp this. Hit the likes, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, everyone. You're a great crowd, actually.
Thank
It's
you.
great to see the familiar names.
Hope
See you
people
next Monday.
plan, because it's going to be huge, obviously, and it's already moved 70% since the show. So
What was it? Which one has? Oh, MakerDAO. Yeah. Check out the video. I posted one earlier today with
so
with
MakerDAO,
the founder.
Cocos, keep going, and all the NFTs at the top of the show.
You're coming on our NFT show this week, Lisa. Come and join us for that show. Check out Lisa on the NFT show with the boys. All right.